What is up, everybody? You are here with our very latest episode of the Xbox Corner with myself, CMoney, and over on this beautiful side of the screen is the very lovely, beautiful Doodle. Hello, my Doodle. How are you, baby?
What's up? What's going on, C?
Well, listen, today we're going to be talking about this rumor that came about and somehow has has made it so that instead of us looking at it for what it is as a rumor, we've somehow taken this as a truth, as something that is 100% happening.
It certainly has head spinning.
Absolutely. And you got everybody out here stressing and talking about how Xbox has to defend itself. We need explanations. What is going to happen? Why are they doing this? They're doing nothing. Nothing has come. Nothing has been announced. Nothing has been said. I do not understand what we're talking about here, but let's jump into it a little bit. Let's start with the rumor itself. I have Idle Sloth's tweet here. He went ahead and gathered this up and posted it. He is the man. So the rumor is, according to Nate the Hate, a critically acclaimed Xbox first party title will come to a competitor platform in 2024. Quote, the title I am referring to was met with high critical acclaim. Fans loved it. It was in the game of the year conversation the year it released. When the announcement comes, I think it's going to be met with a lot of excitement because this is a quality game. He also goes on and says, yes, Microsoft will be dabbling in bringing a first-party game to a competitor platform in 2024. At least one game. I know of one. Don't know if there will be additional. So, first of all,
very confident statement, by the way.
super confident. No slander here. I have no idea who Nate the Hate is. Now, apparently he's somebody that's known out there. That's cool. But I don't know who he is. And the fact that he's talking about this, I don't know where his what credentials he has, what sources he has, how many things he's talked about in the past that have been right or whatever the case. Regardless of all those situations that might have occurred, this is not fact. Okay, this is not a fact. This is just some words that have been said. Now, again, you got everybody in the community really kind of going wild about this, and having these huge debates over what is Xbox doing, what should they do, why should they do it. Look, all I know is that immediately when I saw this, okay, what immediately thought in my mind was that Phil Spencer interview that he basically addressed this idea a few years back. So I'm going to play that right now.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Also, I don't really love this idea that for every one of our games there becomes this little rumor on is it going to end up on the Switch or not. And I feel like we should set a better expectation with our fans than that.
All right. So I think that's pretty clear cut there. Where Phil made it pretty clear that he's not interested in with this idea of constantly bringing games.
Not only
to other
is
places.
he making it clear, but right here we're seeing the PlayStation logo and we're seeing the Switch logo, right?
Yes.
And if Phil is saying we would not be putting our games on Nintendo, we sure as heck know that Xbox games are not going to go to PlayStation.
Facts. Now
that relationship is just not there, see?
Agreed, 100%, especially after everything that took place here. Now, the thing is when you look, this doesn't mention Nintendo or PlayStation. It says a competitor platform, right? So a lot of people are assuming Nintendo because, after the ABK deal, we do know that Xbox did go ahead and make a 10-year deal with Nintendo. Now, the deal itself wasn't clarified. We know it was for Call of Duty for sure. Was there Xbox first-party games attached to that? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. But the biggest thing is you have the PlayStation folks, the ponies, we like to call them, who have ran with this idea, right? That now they're going to be getting a first party game from Xbox, right? Meanwhile, they spend their entire lives disparaging all Xbox games that are released, right? Whether it's Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, any of these games, doesn't make
Let's
a
just say
difference.
you don't need this type of ammo to go ahead and claim that the Xbox games will be coming to PlayStation.
Exactly. And that's why this is such a big deal, because it's like nobody said this was happening. Yet you have people, you know, essentially calling for answers from Phil. And this reminds me of the whole idea of when he after acquiring Bethesda went ahead and said, right? Like the games are there for Xbox, right? Wherever Game Pass is, that's where the games will be. This is about delivering exclusives for Xbox players. That's what it's for, right? Now, this idea is being spread just through a random rumor that, again, is taking on this life that's starting to have people question everything. And now we're back in this situation where what do we like? What do we expect? We want Phil Spencer to come out and be like, "Hey, listen, I see the rumor. Again, no, we're not, releasing games on these other systems." Like, I don't know the angle that people are hoping to kind of have happen here. But I do know that we did have Jez. Okay, go ahead and write a post. And again, this is what he says on Twitter. He says, the real issue with Xbox games maybe going to Nintendo Switch or whatever else is the fact that Nintendo, etc., would never bring their content to Xbox. I get the business rationale, selling software, etc., but it's just inconsistent to do it occasionally. Why not everything? Go third party or don't. Make a choice, in my opinion. Every single game that gets announced will have a huge debate revolving around it. The necessity of Xbox hardware and platform, even just existing, will have a debate revolving around it. Pandora's box, in my opinion. Okay. And again, this statement is being written with the idea that this may, in fact, be true. But later on, he also says that it's just a rumor, so this may all have been for nothing. And I guess this is the point, right? A little while ago, a couple days ago, maybe last week, I don't even remember, but I know that PlayStation, there was an article that came out about a PlayStation 6 possibly not even coming because of the bad economic situation that they're in right now, that PlayStation's in. And
I would say that that's a big deal, see?
it sounds like a very big deal, but what's the difference here? I did not see PlayStation content creators go out there and talk about, "Oh my god, PlayStation 6 is not gonna come. What are we to do?" And a random person throws out a rumor, and Xbox people are like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen?"
Not getting a PlayStation 6 is a huge deal. I mean,
Big.
that's something really worth considering and having a conversation about because, I mean, they are out there selling more hardware. We know that they're barely making any games. And the ones that they are working on, I mean, they cancel factions too. So who's to say they're not going to cancel these other games? I would be very concerned about something like there will be no PlayStation 6.
Yet, where's the articles? Where's the fanboys in disarray? The ponies running through the streets with on fire? They're not.
Now, when we listen to what Phil said, right, on the video that we played previously, I mean, we can take that and assume that this rumor is not true. But what we can look at the facts and everything that's been taking place with PlayStation, and we can see how there could potentially not be a PlayStation 6. I mean,
Facts.
it makes sense to me.
Absolutely. The list of things that are going wrong at PlayStation are huge. Yet again, we do not hear this being complained about or thought about in the pony fan base. Nobody's out there talking about these things.
The media
The
is not
media is
out
not
there
talking
talking
about them.
about this.
Yet for some reason, we feel like we need to take any rumor or any little possible issue and find a way to spread this out big and wide. and so that people can start questioning what's going on at Xbox when this is a rumor that literally has no base outside of just some dude making a statement. I cannot emphasize how soft the Xbox fan base can be at times, where it's just like, oh my God, something's happening. Let's make a ruckus. Let's make waves about something that ultimately is not even real. How about we wait to see if something happens and then feel free to talk?
Now, the big thing is that this will continue to be in question until Phil, Sarah, or Matt come out here and say something about it. That's what's expected.
But that's like what's not fair.
Exactly.
Because they already
It's
said this
expected
shit.
for them to come out here and shut it down. It's expected for them to come out here and address the situation that, in my opinion, has already been addressed.
Facts. I mean, that's just really what it is, right? Now, obviously, Jez wrote this in response to the overwhelming amount of, noise out there with people talking about this so loud. So he felt like he had to, give his kind of 2 cents about the situation.
And
But
entertaining the idea of what if this happens and what he feels about it. And
exactly.
listen, I agree with his opinion if this were to be
Well,
a situation.
the thing
right?
is, we know a few weeks ago, he went ahead and did another post. Okay. Because something similar to this popped up. And again, Jez put it out there. And this time he was direct. He said, no, Xbox isn't porting its console exclusive to PlayStation. It's just hard hopium from fanboys. All right. Now, this is the thing. He went ahead and he made it pretty clear, right? No, it's not happening. This is just fanboys hopium. And that is how this one should have been handled. Okay. That's how this situation should have been handled by everyone. Okay. But what everyone did is they get this rumor and again blow it out of proportion as fact. And now the sky's falling. Everybody needs to, bunker down and be prepared because all of a sudden, all these Xbox first party games, they're going everywhere. Phil Spencer spent $80 billion, or Satya spent $80 billion. Come on, guys, put on your thinking caps for a second and realize that this is not making sense.
Now, let me ask you a question, C.
Yes.
Shouldn't the question be, considering the fact that PlayStation is not selling as many games as they should, when will Spider-Man be brought to Xbox?
Facts. Because
When
if
will
that's the
they
idea,
release The Last of Us on Xbox?
facts.
Right? Shouldn't that be the question? Because from my understanding, they are the ones in need. And so if they put their first party games on different platforms, they have a lot to benefit from.
Agreed 150%. But you know what? They're not going to be bringing those games over. And nobody expects them to bring the game over. Nobody is saying that.
It's more powerful. Will PlayStation bring their games, their first party games, to Nintendo? Now, isn't that a great question?
Yeah. Not happening. And nobody's going to question that. And look, I think at this point, we kind of made it clear, right? This whole idea is ridiculous to go ahead and try to make this something other than what it is. It's a rumor. Stop the crying. Stop the wondering if we're losing everything. And let's just listen to what the dude said. If something's different, then we can make a statement. Then we can come out and speak on it. But until then, we can't expect Phil Spencer to constantly have to defend everything he's ever said. We can't. We can't. It makes no sense. We don't expect that from anybody else. Only Phil and his team. We can't. Again, when this situation came up and Jez wrote that other tweet that this was not happening, my man Dirk Griggity put out a tweet as well. And this is the sentiment that I still feel right this second. So that's why I want to go ahead and put this out here. He put, This is back on the 17th of December, 3 weeks ago. It's absolutely insane that people continue to keep talking about and even question the direction of Xbox, but at the same time, totally ignore all of PlayStation recent cancellations, firings, delays, lack of roadmap, studio closures, etc. Doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
It does
Doesn't make
not.
sense. It seems like as long as we keep pointing the finger at Xbox, we won't pay attention to what's taking place over at PlayStation.
And that's what they want to do. It's misdirection. Rumor comes up, everybody looks in the other direction, forgets about the burning building that is PlayStation, and focuses on literally the company that's in the best situation to completely dominate 2024 and beyond. But we have to worry about what's happening over there.
And listen, it should not be something we need to worry about.
We absolutely don't. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Doodle.
Yes.
We're going to end this the way we end every single show. Doodle. The show's over.
It is.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.